Hello everyone, Razorblade Mango here, and today this is going to serve as a little epilogue to my Devil May Cry 5 video, where I basically just gushed about Devil May Cry 5 for 19 minutes. But the reason this is coming after my gushing as an end note is that I think its monetization is worthy of cutting open and poking at the innards of it, because I think this is a cautionary sign of potentially worse things to come, because I've already seen a lot of people dismiss the red and blue orb microtransactions as, oh, I barely noticed them, therefore people shouldn't be making a big deal about it. And also things like, oh, those are for stupid people. Or, oh, those are for people who are in a rush and don't want to play the game the normal way. You know, completely forgetting that Capcom is the one that decided that there should be an option to not play the game the normal way, but we'll get to that later. And I also think it's worthy of analyzing because their implementation is very subtle. Normally when a game comes out that's a live service and it's got the usual elements to it, it's very on the nose. It's very knock you over the head with its monetization. And it feels so like that you can almost feel where you can almost like see where the game was manipulated and changed in order to get people to spend more money on the game. A game that they already paid $60, $80, $100 for. And Devil May Cry 5's implementation of them is a lot more subtle than one realizes. And before you bash me as someone making a big deal out of nothing, I want you all to keep one thing in mind that I've said time and time and time again in my videos. A publisher never sells you something that it doesn't want you to buy. I'm sorry, that's just a cold, hard fact of business. That's a cold, hard fact of life. And if you believe otherwise, you're lying to yourself. You've got the nice little naive goggles on. We don't live in a world where chocolate rainbows fall from the sky and unicorns prance in the fields while munching on candy cane trees as they poop rainbows. This is not how the real world works. We don't live in that fantasy bullshit. Now, I will grant you, okay? I will meet you at this point. Their presence in Devil May Cry 5, the microtransactions, the live service elements, is a lot more low-key than we are used to from these shithead publishers. And I am somewhat inclined, okay, somewhat, to describe them more as wholly unnecessary and silly than insidious. Because that's what they are. They are wholly unnecessary. Because, as I said in my video, Devil May Cry 5 has the heart and soul and the playstyle of a PlayStation 2 game. And here are these weird, oddball, live service, microtransaction elements kind of tacked on. It feels like they just kind of tacked them on as a last-minute thing. Except, I know they didn't, because they announced them a whole, like, 2-3 seasons before the game even released. So they've had this in mind for a long time. But I don't want it to seem like I'm making excuses for them, because microtransactions have no place whatsoever being in a $60 single player game. Hell, they have no place being in a $60 game to begin with. So let's dive in. Let's dive into the microtransactions bullshit. I'm mainly going to touch on 3 different aspects to this microtransactions live service bullshit. And the first one that I want to get into is this. What you're seeing right now. Receiving a daily login bonus. Now, normally this kind of shit is used for live services that want you to log in every day for engagement instead of fun. This is part of the greater effort of making the games a full-time job instead of a fun side activity that you can play as a stress reliever. This login bonus, this daily login bonus, is designed to keep you hooked. It's designed to go, oh, even if I simply just play maybe an hour of it, I'm already here, I want my daily login bonus, and I want this, and I need to keep getting this. And also, multiple consecutive daily logins normally would be rewarded with a higher prize after 5 days or so, or a week. And this, again, is designed to just keep you coming back. It's designed like punching a clock, as I've said previously about other games. Because games nowadays are not supposed to be fun. Most games are supposed to be full-time jobs. And this whole daily login, weekly login, bonus stuff is designed to just keep you punching a mental clock going in. Oh, I gotta get my daily login reward. I gotta get my weekly login reward. And as far as I know, Devil May Cry 5 doesn't have a reward for playing every single day for a week. It's just that one and done gold orb that you get once per day. You log in, you get your gold orb, great. And what does the gold orb do? The gold orb is designed to basically be a way to revive you if you don't want to spend red orbs to do it, nor you have the red orbs to do it. And I will admit, like, this is the least of this game's microtransaction woes. Okay, I will give you that. Like, this in the long run, compared to all the other shit, is not that big of a deal. But it's still worth noting because it is a tactic used by a lot of publishers to keep you hooked within their video game. And although Devil May Cry 5, even without this gold orb shit, is a really great game and is really fun and just naturally is exciting to play, and I look forward to playing it, it tacks on this weird live service daily login bonus reward thing. It's just strange, but it's just, again, it's subtly designed to keep you hooked. Even though the game itself is already really fun, it's just there as this odd, out-of-place live service element to keep you psychologically manipulated into playing, even though the game itself is already fun. It's just strange. But like I said, compared to everything else, it's minor, but it sticks out like a sore thumb. It stuck out like a sore thumb for me the moment I saw it. And the moment I saw it, I kind of just clicked in my head what it was trying to do. And thankfully, like I said, the game's great, but the live service-ish element of this daily login thing is just weird. Weird and silly. Silly, weird, and unnecessary. The second element of this whole monetization crap is the blue orbs, which blue orbs in the game are used to increase your health. And there's 2 ways you can go about it in the game. Actually, 3 ways. One way is to purchase it from the shop directly. And I don't mean purchase it from the microtransaction shop. I mean, you go into Nico's in-game shop and you can purchase a limit of, I think it's 5 blue orbs that you can do, because these will increase your health within the game. Another way you can do it is you just find blue orb fragments around the environment. And a blue orb fragment, if you get 4 of these fragments, it basically turns into 1 blue orb. And the third way is if you do the secret missions and you get a blue orb from there. So there's 3 different ways you can get a kind of blue orb within the game itself. But they've also monetized this, where you go to the microtransaction shop and you can purchase blue orbs that have up to 3 tiers. So tier 1 is for 99 cents, you get a blue orb. You get 1. For $2, you get 3. And for $3, you get 5. Which, if you didn't want to play the secret missions, you don't want to go hunting for the collectibles, you don't want to waste red orbs on purchasing the blue orbs within the in-game Nico's shop, you can just go to Steam right now or PlayStation or Xbox and buy 5 blue orbs for $3, which, again, people are going to look at this and go, oh, well, that's not a big deal. It's just $3. It's just a way I can support the game. But I can't accept that, because Why would Capcom create even an option to not play the game, not to experience things that are within the game? And it's not like the blue orbs are really all that hard to get. You don't really have to grind for blue orbs. And that's the thing that fucks with me about the blue orbs in particular. The red orbs you do have to grind for. But the blue orbs, if you're observant and you're able to get through the secret missions okay, you'll be good. Like, honestly, you'll be good as far as the blue orbs. So, other than to just have them fill some kind of a weird obligatory live service-ish checklist, click the check mark for this. I don't understand why the blue orbs are monetized. Like, in a weird, sick way, I get why the red orbs are monetized, but the blue orbs, really? When they're just that easy to find? And people will go, oh, well, it's not a big deal. But yet Capcom made the decision to do it. And Capcom made the decision to waste time programming a way to purchase blue orbs and then spending money to create the art asset picture for these blue orbs things. I just don't understand why that's here. And it's like monetizing the gold orbs, which thankfully they don't. But I don't understand why they monetize the blue orbs. It's just odd. It's like an odd priority. I'd understand monetizing the gold orbs more than I'd understand monetizing the blue orbs. At least the gold orbs, you need them. Like, you need them if you don't have the red orbs to revive. But blue orbs, it's health. It's just health bumps. It's just so strange. And finally, and definitely the most controversial out of the bunch, the red orbs. The very first thing we ever heard about when it was revealed that this game would have microtransactions in it. And I am of two minds about this. And I have very mixed feelings about it. And I do want to stress, even with these mixed feelings, I do not find this acceptable. No matter what I say from here on out, the thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is that I do not find this acceptable. I don't care how non-intrusive they are. I don't care how minor they are. I don't care. I don't care if you can just easily ignore them. I don't care if you can just easily ignore them. I don't care if I can just easily ignore them. They exist within a game that you pay $60 for that is a single-player only experience. By its very definition, by its very inherent nature, it makes Devil May Cry 5 a compromised experience. I don't care. I don't care if you can easily ignore it. The presence of a way to purchase red orbs optionally forever hangs as a shadow with this game. It doesn't matter if I can ignore it. It's there. That doesn't make it go away. It's still there. It still concretely exists within the game. So what do they offer you with these red orbs? And similar to the blue orbs, it's a tiered pricing where for $1.99 you get 100,000 red orbs. For $3.99 you get 200,000 red orbs. For $5.99 you get 300,000 red orbs. $5.99 or $9.99 you get 500,000 red orbs. And for a whopping $20, sometimes the price of a full game, you get 1 million red orbs. Which let's keep this in perspective. The most expensive ability in this game is 3 million red orbs. And yes, it's not a necessary thing. It's just purely it's a purely cosmetic ability where all you do is just this extensive, completely stupid taunt within the game. But it costs 3 million red orbs. If you don't want to grind for it, that's $60. That's nearly $60 that you're paying for one ability. And you have to do this for all 3 characters. All 3 characters have this EX taunt. Seriously? Seriously. Let's forget that you can grind for red orbs. Just Capcom making available the option to purchase an ability that costs $60 is just No, that's not okay. That's not okay. That's not acceptable. And what worries me about this is that, like I said previously, I've already seen people brush this off. Hell, this hasn't even been getting a lot of mention in reviews. Like, aside from the occasional review here and there, and even they kind of, like, brush it off just a tad. Maybe not delve as deep into it as they should. Because we're starting to see this rise of single-player games where they start to monetize the XP. They start to monetize the currency. Middle-earth Shadow of War, I think, is probably the most infamous example, where they took a traditional single-player game and they broke it apart in order to shove in this loot box mechanic where they turned the currency of the game, the orcs, into loot drops. And they made that monetizable. I don't care... I don't care, I'm going to be saying that a lot. I don't care if Middle-earth Shadow of War, now in its current state, does not have loot boxes, does not have microtransactions. When that game came out, when they were hawking that game for $60, $80, $100, $250, $300 for that ridiculous fucking Mithril edition, they still had it where they broke the game's core flow in order to try to psychologically batter and beat people into purchasing more loot drops with real money for these orbs, or these orcs. I don't know. I don't care if they patched it out. That's not okay. That sucked. That turned me away from ever wanting to touch Middle-earth Shadow of War, and to this very day, aside from the demo they released on Steam, I have not given Middle-earth Shadow of War the time of day, and I never will, because I'm so thoroughly disgusted with what Warner Brothers did to that game. Similar with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I was really excited to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It looked great from all the trailers. And then I found out that they were monetizing the XP, and they had an obscene amount of microtransactions in it with the optional cosmetics shop and what have you. And then on top of that, they have the XP boosters. On top of that, they have some other kind of booster. They had like 2 different boosters that you can buy for like $10 each or something stupid like that. It's ridiculous where they're starting to do this with $60 games. It's bad enough with multiplayer games. Don't pull that shit with single-player games. No, don't do that. And with Devil May Cry 5, I feel like this is just another stepping stone where they go, oh, we're easing people into this. Because there was initial stink about it initially, but right now, people are kind of like, oh, whatever, it's great. Devil May Cry 5 is great. Kind of just hand-waving away the issue of, hey, there's monetizable currency in this game. The monetized currency. That's not okay. And like I said at the beginning, Capcom made an option for you not to play the game the way it's meant to be played. Okay? Why is that there if they don't want... Why? Why spend the time making this terrific video game and then give people the option to not play it? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And with Devil May Cry 5, here's where I'm mixed about it, because... And I don't want to say generous. Okay, I hate the word generous now. I hate it when it comes spewing out of the mouths of these pundits that defend this shit and the people that defend this shit. I think I'm going to use a different word. I think Devil May Cry 5's red orbs are given out liberally. They are very, very frequently given out. And it literally showers you with currency. Which, again, like the blue orbs, it just fucks with me that they made it like this. Even in a game that gives you a lot of the currency to begin with, it really does not take that long to unlock an ability in this game. A great ability. Multiple great abilities. It does not take you very long to do that. It takes you, what, maybe like 1 to 2 hours of normal play? Like really fun normal play where you just feel the time go by? Where it never feels like a grind? The whole thing just feels so stupid and silly and unnecessary, but at the same time, it's like so subtly manipulative in there. It's really subtle how they do it, where it's also kind of like a generosity thing, where the game is giving you so much that it could potentially trick people into being like, huh, this game is giving me so much, it's being so generous with its currency, I think I will spend money to help support this game and by buying more currency. Capcom's trying to reel those people in as well, and do not tell me they aren't, because I know some executive over there thought of this. They're not stupid. They're shitty, but they're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. And probably one of the things that really worries me the most about this is that what I really don't like about monetizing these red orbs is that there is a weapon in this game. One of the weapons that you get, and it's the hat. And the hat, Dr. Faust, it's basically a risk-reward weapon where you expend red orbs and then get the risk of getting them back, or getting double what you get back. And that is a great idea in a video game. I like that weapon in theory. But in a game that monetizes the currency that you're using to expend the red orbs to attack enemies with, it's just something about that just really rubs me the wrong way. And I never use Dr. Faust because I don't want to get stuck not having red orbs, and then the game will hard lock itself for some reason. I don't know, or I'll get stuck with something and I don't have the red orbs for it. I just refuse to use that weapon. And that sucks. I should not be refusing to use a weapon that's in the video game because the game wants to monetize the ammo that it's using. It's like bullets. It's like monetizing bullets for that specific weapon. That should not be a risk-reward weapon like that. Should not be in a game that has that's monetizing the thing that you're risking and getting rewarded with. That's not how that should work. And also, can we please tone down how many red orbs is required to revive just a little bit? That's also another thing I don't like about this, is that when you die, when you get knocked down, you can revive yourself with like 3 tiers of currency, where it's and then when you use it and you get knocked down again, you either have to give up, you use a gold orb, or you have to spend an obscene amount of red orbs in order to revive again. And again, I don't have a problem with that idea in theory, but in a game that monetizes these red orbs, that is a problem. And that whole thing is it kind of ties into the gold orbs, because it keeps you addicted to play. Because if you don't have the red orbs, you gotta use the gold orbs. How do you get the gold orbs? Once you've bought all of them from Nico's shop, and it limits how many you can buy from Nico's shop. That's another thing. How do you get them? You either find them in the environment, but even then, they go away. Once you found them once, you can't find them again. So how do you get them? You log in. You log in repeatedly. You log in every day of the week, and you get 7 gold orbs. So again, you get the gold orbs, so you don't have to spend the red orbs, so you can save the red orbs, so then you don't lose the red orbs, so then you don't get tempted to monetize, to buy the red orb. It's like this cycle of, it's like this hidden, very sneaky, very subtle live service cycle within Devil May Cry 5. And I don't want to dissuade people from purchasing this game. I really don't. But I love this game. I love Devil May Cry 5. But there is an element, there is a seriously hidden, sneaky element in there that is very subtly designed to manipulate people into spending extra money. And they're already monetizing other things. They're monetizing extra devil breakers. They're monetizing extra music. They're monetizing extra voice lines. You can get a deluxe edition upgrade for $15. Oh, that's not enough? Oh, we gotta get more blue orbs in there. We gotta get more red orbs in there. It's for me, it just doesn't make any sense. It makes sense when they've designed this game like this, but I just don't get why. Capcom have clearly put thought and effort into this. And when you play it normally, when you play it on regular difficulty or whatever, you can just think, oh, well, these things were just added in last minute. They were just added in last minute like Square Enix did with Deus Ex Mankind Divided. But they weren't. They weren't added in last minute. This has been baking at Capcom for months. For months. I'm sure for years. Because like I said in my original video, this game was designed from the ground up to support these microtransactions, whereas something like Devil May Cry 4, where they shoved in the microtransactions in the last second with a special edition, that wasn't. This is. And for people that are going to play the game like one and done, you'll never notice it. But for people that replay the game over and over again, like I will, you start to see you start to see it. It becomes very apparent what Capcom is doing. And that's not okay. And I feel like more people should be talking about that. And that's why I've made a video talking about this that's longer than talking about the actual game. Because it's worth talking about. And I don't see a lot of people doing it, which frustrates me. Because if people are just going to willy-nilly accept this, like they accepted it with, like the fucking idiots at Kotaku defending Assassin's Creed Odyssey's microtransactions, they're just like, oh, it's not a big deal, whatever. People thankfully pushed back with Middle Earth Shadow of War. They did. And Warner Brothers responded. 9 months later, by then no one gave a shit. Here, again, we're kind of just rolling over and taking it, and I don't know why. Why are people rolling over and taking this? Why? Because it's a great game? Don't you want the game to be better? Like, Devil May Cry 5 is a fucking great game, but it can be better. And part of the reason I don't think it's this amazing, wild masterpiece, part of that has to do with this live service-ish microtransaction cycle that they've sneaked into the game. And it's there. And I don't blame people, honestly, for not wanting to purchase it because of that. And I'm sorry if me saying this is frustrating you and annoying you and you're rolling your eyes, but come on, someone's got to say it. You gotta look at this. You gotta look at the bigger picture of what Capcom are trying to pull with this. You can't just go, oh, whatever. You can't just hand wave it away. You can't just say, oh, it's for stupid people. Then why is it here? If it's not a big deal, why is it here? Huh? Anyway, that's my video about Devil May Cry 5's microtransactions. I don't think are acceptable, and I have explained why. And I don't like them. I don't like that they're there. I don't like the live service-ish elements that are kind of like baked into this otherwise really terrific throwback to the old PlayStation 2 games. But that modern live service element is there. So, you know, food for thought. Make of that what you will. Decide for yourself whether or not you want to buy Devil May Cry 5 based on that. Again, I love Devil May Cry 5. It's my new favorite game of the year. But it has a very sneaky, subtly designed microtransactions model in it. It's not as prevalent. It's not as knock you over the head as some of the other companies out there, but it's there. It exists. And it sucks. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Devil May Cry 5's microtransactions, whether this video, I don't know, did anything for you. I just wanted to talk about it because I care about this deeply. And I love Devil May Cry 5, and I want Devil May Cry 5 to be better. And it will never be better because of these microtransactions, so that's a shame. Alrighty, see you guys later. Bye.